What's up, people? This your boy Main Event Primetime TV here, and I want to make a review for the Michael Jackson movie that came out last month in May. So the Michael Jackson movie. Now, before I say anything, and before I talk about the movie or go in depth with the movie and the Michael Jackson character, um, if you think that this is gonna be a pro Michael Jackson channel where I'm gonna defend and glaze Michael Jackson, I'm sorry. And also for the people that think this is gonna be like a Michael Jackson hate channel and like think I'm gonna hate him because of the stuff that he allegedly did and like discredit his like the things he did in the music industry. That's not that either. It's me talking about how I feel about the Michael Jackson movie and like my perspective on Michael Jackson himself, three-dimensional and two-dimensional. This is all my opinion, and I suggest you all to do research about Michael Jackson and the things I will say on this video. I don't want y'all to watch this and think, oh, he just make. I'm sorry for that. My allergies is bothering me. I don't want y'all to think that I'm just making stuff up. Well, I mean, I'm not talk about stuff in the top of my head, but I also have notes because I did some research, not just about Michael Jackson, but about MK Ultra and ritualistic abuse and abuse period and like pagan gods that like somewhat connect Michael Jackson. And yeah, so like before y'all like watch more into this video, like and get offended, please, like, y'all can leave and let the people who want to learn, not learn, but like, want to learn new things, watch. Like, things that they didn't know about Michael Jackson or things they didn't know, period. So, yeah. The Michael Jackson movie. Where can I start? Now, Michael Jackson himself. Now, the things I thought they was going to do in this movie was like, because Michael Jackson is a complex character. Like, he wasn't like a person like any other normal person. He don't have normal person treatment or normal people treatment. He's gonna get treated in a special way. And the movie did sort of show stuff like that, like the stuff that he went through as a child with the the abuse by Joe Jackson. Now, the abuse they showed was pretty minor, like what stuff I heard what Joe Jackson did in reality. Like Joe Jackson wasn't just a normal child abuser, like a person that like beat on his children and just is a scumbag. Joe Jackson was worse than that. This man had an extra, which I have no problem with a man having more than one wife or more than one woman, concubines, girlfriends, wives, whatever. But like this man, I mean, like it did affected his children in a way because he did had an extramarital affair, which he had a baby with somebody else. Forgot what the sister name was, and like it really did. Like it was talked about, like especially before the movie came out. I just knew about this. Um, and another story that I heard that Joe Jackson abused or sexually abused Latoya Jackson, which is not shocking at all. If you know about the MK Ultra program, and there's sexual abuse, there's drug abuse, there's abuse, period. And Joe Jackson just didn't abuse Michael Jackson. He abused Latoya and the whole Jackson family. And it's like it's really common because the disgraced comedian Roseanne Barr, when she was in her tirade around like 2017, when she was calling people monkeys and stuff, like she said that Joe Jackson was an operative, an MK Ultra operative, allegedly. This is all alleged. Y'all can look this up. Like, and she pretty much exposed Joe Jackson for what, and not just Roseanne Barr. There was another woman named Bryce Taylor in her book called Thanks for Memories, and she claimed that the Jackson boys. Now, they wasn't abused by Joe Jackson before this show, but they were abused by somebody one by one, each of them, before the Ed Sullivan show. And if y'all don't know what the Ed Sullivan show was, a show in the 70s and stuff. It was like pretty similar to like Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel or Conan O'Brien or whatever. Like it's similar to that, like late night talk. I mean, like talk shows, but this was in the 70s. Yeah, like Joe Jackson was a ritualistic abuser, and it's like it also doesn't shock me if he abused Katherine Jackson too. Like Joe Jackson was a power-driven man, and the movie showed that how proud. I mean, it was pretty much cartoonish about him being power hungry. Like they basically made him like a cartoon villain, an anime villain, or TV show villain, like something like that, like a superhero villain, and like how Michael Jackson had to overcome Joe Jackson's abuse, which, like I said, he did realistically abuse Michael Jackson, but like the movie showed it in a sanitized, cartoonish way. Like, but this is why we have with Michael Jackson when he got into his adulthood, he had all these problems, especially socially, and that's why he had all these like sexual abuse allegations and stuff because of, I don't say because of Joe Jackson. It was partially Michael Jackson's fault too. But like Joe Jackson was the man who made it. It's pretty much similar to what R. Kelly had to go through when he was a child. I think it was with like I think it was one of his like not parents, but like it was one of his relatives that abused him when he was a child, and R. Kelly eventually grew into adult, and he had all these sexual problems. And it's pretty, and I do think that R. Kelly is an MK asset too, just like Michael Jackson. And it's pretty much similar to how, like, with both of them, like, oh man, like, because Chris Rock, he did a comedy routine, and he was talking about how brothers and sisters, and not just brothers and sisters, people, period, how can they listen to Michael Jackson but they don't want to listen to R. Kelly no more. Like I was watching a brother on YouTube a couple years ago, and he said, "I don't listen to R. Kelly and I don't want to listen to his music no more." But you still listen to Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson, what he allegedly did was pretty much worse than R. Kelly. I'm not defending R. Kelly. What R. Kelly did was fucked up. But Michael Jackson, like if he did it or not, like because he just didn't abuse boys. Now, like I said, I know people's gonna get mad at me. I know people. Listen here, as a person, I mean, I do somewhat. I mean, I do believe in the allegations, but I did also grew up listening to Michael Jackson's music. I was a big Michael Jackson fan, but like I can't let like me liking the man's music blind me for the crimes that he allegedly did. And what he did, or the things I heard he did, was pretty fucked up. Like, and let's talk about the allegations real quick. Let's talk about it real quick. Like, they said that he showed. Like I said, I know there's gonna be people that's gonna get very, very, very upset with me. That's fine, because we all know y'all Michael Jackson fans. It's pretty much similar to Taylor Swift fans. It's pretty much similar to LeBron fans. But Michael Jackson, he showed the little boys porn, and he shouldn't have. He had creepy pictures of babies. Like he had like pictures of babies all over his house. And I'm not joking. Y'all can look that up. There's a sister that has a YouTube channel. Her name is Roxanne Roxanne. She's a she's a Canadian Jamaican woman, and she exposes this. And it's like it's not just the two of those things. Before Michael Jackson died, he really had financial troubles. Like stuff wasn't cupcakes and like people think that Michael Jackson is like some sort of god figure, and he wasn't. Like the brother went through some hard financial troubles before he passed away, plus the allegations too. Like he was going through some shit before he got ritualistically killed, and I do believe that he got ritualistically killed. It's pretty much similar to his twin programmed, another twin programmed asset that's similar to Michael Jackson, Prince Nelson Rogers, which I don't get why there's certain people, I don't know who Prince is. Like it was a joke, like when they was playing they was playing Prince in Stranger Things. Like these young people don't know who Prince is. Like, I mean, I've been who Prince is, but I just don't get the other people that don't know who he is. Prince is an icon. Prince might he might have some like stuff in his files too. We don't know, but like I do think that they're twin programmed. I know I might be going all over the place with this, but like let me tell y'all three. I mean, let me tell y'all some like examples. They were both Jehovah Witnesses. Now, with the Jehovah Witness religion, it was made by I forgot what the man's name was, but it was made by a Mason. Y'all can look this up. They were both from the Midwest. Michael Jackson was from Gary, Indiana. Prince was from um, Minneapolis, Minnesota. They were both famous around the 70s and 80s and the 90s too. And they both died pretty much similar with drugs. And they were both paired up with, oh, it's Prince Michael Jackson, Prince Michael Jackson, Prince versus Michael Jackson. Like, my mom was a big Prince fan, and I was a big Michael Jackson fan. Cause my aunt put me, well, it was just my aunt. It was pretty much around Michael Jackson's death. Even before his death, I was like Michael Jackson's music, but it was like increased after his death. But like we always, I won't say argued, but like we always like oh, Prince Michael Jackson, Prince Michael Jackson. And it's like these two are similar with each other. They were both mind controlled assets that were put in the music industry, man, to like especially like I won't say control the black market, because with Prince, man, he was a strange figure too. Like he went through this storyline where he changed his name to a man named Prince, or a person named Prince. And Michael Jackson, he had the allegations and he had all these other stuff too. And it's just like these two are similar figures, man. And when I did the Sophie Rain video, I mentioned that she had a twin in Aisha Sophie, and I do think that they are programmed or mind control programmed, a part of MK Ultra programming. Um, Another thing about going back to Michael Jackson, especially in R. Kelly, they both were they both had they Michael Jackson, he called himself he aligned himself with Peter Pan. R. Kelly aligned himself with the Pied Piper, excuse me. And why I think this is interesting is because that like these two things align themselves with the Pan God, or like what Peter Pan, Ptah Pan. The Ptah is the creator god, and the Pan God is the god of like sex. He was the god. He was a child. He was like a childish god who seduced little boys, similar to what Peter Pan did. And the person who created Peter Pan was an alleged pedophile, J.M. Barrie. Like he had some situations where like he had like similar to what Michael Jackson did. Like he undressed like little boys, and like he did fucked up shit too. Y'all can look this up. Like all these messed up things, and like and people, what I'm trying to say is people don't know these things. People don't care about these things because we live in a society where like idiocracy is empowered and knowledge is disempowered. Like people like being like idiots and not seek for knowledge. And like you see that with the Michael Jackson movie, man, like it has a lot of misinformation in it about the career of Michael Jackson. Like I said, like they got some things right, but they mostly got some things wrong too. Like Michael Jackson had real bad low self-esteem issues. I mean, they kind of showed it in the movie, but they didn't really show it hard enough. Like they didn't really pound it enough that he had low self-esteem issues about himself. And I do think they might show that in the second movie too, especially later in his career. It especially showed itself during the lateness of his career, especially after Bad, where he showed his low self-esteem issues with the surgeries, with him lightening his skin, and like because his dad used to mock him for being dark skinned and having a broad nose. And you see that with like the rest of his career, he had a skinny nose, he was pale, he had straight hair, which was because of the Pepsi incident. But like even like I mean like he had to get like a straight wig, like you couldn't like wear afro or like a wig with braids. Like it always gotta be like white people hair and stuff like. And he surrounded himself with white boys mostly, like Gavin Arvizo. No, I'm trying to think of the other boy's name, like Macaulay Culkin. Um, like very, very like Caucasians. Like he surround himself with Caucasian boys, not just Macaulay Culkin and Gavin Arvizo too. I'm trying to think of the other boys' names, but they're skipping my head. Because there was many accusers. You know, Macaulay Culkin is not an accuser, but the thing is about Macaulay Culkin, he has more to lose if he openly says that Michael Jackson touched him and Kieran Culkin, because Macaulay Culkin is with Brenda Song, the girl who played um, London Tipton in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. He was the boy who played Home Alone, and if he comes out and say that Michael Jackson touched him, like people is gonna get on his ass if he says some stuff like that. Especially Michael Jackson fans, they will get on his ass, and not just him. Many other accusers too. That's why a lot of these people are afraid to come out against Michael Jackson, because he's such a big name and such a big brand. And like I said, like, did Michael Jackson make great music? Yes. He like I said, my favorite songs was Blood in the Dance Floor, Dangerous, and um so, what else? I'm trying to think. I do think Invincible was an underrated album, but that brother had a lot of skeletons in his closet, and it's pretty messed up the things he did and the things he got away with. It's pretty sad. Like watching the movie, it's like they showed something like he was wearing a Disney sweater showing that he was Disney programmed. Britney Spears, Demi Lovato, were all Disney programmed. Miley Cyrus, Disney programmed. A lot of these people who come out, oh yeah, Justin Timberlake too. These people came out under Disney, and look at how they turned out. Britney Spears, she had a meltdown. Demi Lovato had a meltdown. Miley Cyrus, she was highly sexualized herself, including Selena Gomez. Justin Timberlake, he had drugs and DUI problems now. Like, a lot of these people was going through a lot of mind control breakdowns, because like the Disney program is a real thing, and Michael Jackson was Disney program. And I'm surprised that they showed Disney, because this wasn't made by Disney. Disney allowed them to show their memorabilia in this movie, even though it wasn't made by Disney. Like, he was in the store, a toy store, with like buying like children's toys for himself. Like, it showed the low self esteem of Michael Jackson, and him like not transitioning to being an adult. He was a boy stuck as a child. And am I saying that all to defend Michael Jackson and things he did? No. If you look up pedophiles or people who are child molesters, most some of them had um stunt issues, if that makes any sense, like maturity issues, like problems with maturing. And it's pretty sad. It's a pretty sad thing to talk about, because like a lot of these people, they can't grow up, and then when they can't grow up, they do fucked up things. Like, and people think, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, if they still like mindset like a child, then why are they having sex with children? But like, I'm not. By the way, I'm not a professional, but like, I mean, y'all can watch Roxanne. She can explain this better than me. But like, if you look up pedophiles, wait, hold on, let me look this up real quick. Pedophiles and maturity issues. It's called Arrested Physical Development. Like, a lot of these people, I mean, it just says that, I mean, I'm reading stupid AI too, because AI always got to be in the way, and this is the closest thing. But some of these people, and it says like um social lack of social skills and lack of emotional issues. And Michael Jackson did go through that in real life with like the things he said and the things he did, like dangling the baby. Um, some of his interviews, it was pretty awkward. Some of it was pretty awkward and cringe. Like, I remember watching a video a couple years ago, and Oprah asking him who is his girlfriend, and he just openly said Brooke Shields, and Brooke Shields was openly in a relationship. Like, A person can't grow up, but they can also have sexual frustration too. And Michael Jackson, he couldn't grow up, but he also had sexual frustration, in my opinion. Like, he had a mixture of those two things, and like that plus the his MK programming made those things worse. Like, it really did make those things worse. Like, the brother, like, if Michael Jackson wanted to, if he wanted to, like I said, not minding the allegations. If Michael Jackson wanted to, like, he can get any woman he wants to. Back then, and even today, if he was alive, if he was young and alive, he can get any woman he wanted to. Black, white, Latina, Asian, whatever. But he couldn't grow up. And that's pretty much common for, like, not just people like Michael Jackson, but like most not same sex, but like most pedophiles, they can't grow up. So some of them are mature and they just want to fuck children, and yes, but some of them can't grow up, and it's unfortunate for Michael Jackson. It really was. Like, I mean, yeah, that plus the ritualistic abuse they had to go through with Joe Jackson. What's another thing I want to talk about? Like, yeah, Joe Jackson was very highlighted in this movie as like a supervillain. Like I said, like he was beating on Michael Jackson in the beginning of the movie, man. Especially towards the ending, like when Michael Jackson finally break the chains out of Joe Jackson, man. They made it so dramatic, man. And it was just like, it was basically the Michael versus Joe movie. Like, they focused less on the Jacksons. Like, there was a couple scenes where Michael Jackson did wanted to play Twister with them, and they didn't want to play because they were more mature than Michael Jackson. Some of them wanted to go on dates. Some of them wanted to do other things like play basketball, whatever. Do normal young adult male things or older teenager things. And Michael Jackson, he still want to do childish things. Like, it's just, yeah. I do think that if this makes any sense, I do think that Bubbles might have been a. There's a thing called like a familiar, I think, where they have like an animal or whatever. I think it's mostly dogs, but I think it can also count for Bubbles. I do think that Bubbles was also a familiar for Michael Jackson, to where it's like it did help them with his like mind control problems. Like, Bubbles and his other animals did help him for his coping issues because of his abuse. And yeah, like, and they also CGI'd Bubbles too. It was so crazy. Like, it was crazy. What's a couple other things I can talk about? Like, I went through the Peter Pan and Peter Pan. Like, like I said, like, yeah, I went through that. I already talked about, like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, going back to Pan God also looked up to Bacchus. If you don't know what Bacchus is, he's the god of revelry. He was the god of wine. He was god. He was basically the god of, like, he was basically the Diddy of gods, like P Diddy of gods. He had Diddy parties. He was doing all this crazy stuff, and the Pan God looked up to him as like a role model. And like, that's where we get the terms like baccalaureates and bachelor's degrees and all this other stuff. Like, there's a couple other terms that derive from the term Bacchus. You get a Bacchus degree, basically. And y'all can all look this up. I suggest y'all should read a book, Two Babylons. I suggest that book. I already mentioned the Tim and Prince, Roseanne Barr. I mentioned. I already mentioned yeah, like, and yeah, I want to go to surgeries because they did allude to him having surgery issues with this movie, with him getting a nose job, and I do think the surgeries and him changing his appearance with like the tattoos, like a lot of these celebrities, like I'm trying to think like Justin Bieber, Odell Beckham, which I do believe that Odell Beckham is an MK asset. Some of them do be getting a lot of tattoos, and Odell Beckham did look up to Michael Jackson, by the way, too. Um, but like, they use the tattoos to cover up their abuse. And I do think that Michael Jackson, like, tattoos wasn't a common thing, but he used his surgeries as surgeries, and him bleaching his skin which people's gonna say he had vitiligo. I don't believe he had vitiligo because there's people who have vitiligo who embraces it. Plus, like there'll be huge splotches in the skin that will be so obvious. Like, dang man, like that is so obvious. Like I said, like going back to Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson fucked up his mind of what, and not just Joe Jackson, the music industry too. Because Michael Jackson said himself that like in order for you to be more popular, you had to be like Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, all these people, basically be Caucasian to have a wider audience. And like after Thriller, like Michael Jackson became lighter and lighter and more. He had more surgeries, and it was becoming more and more of an addiction to him. And like I said, that plus to him being a mind controlled acid really fucked up his brain. And it's like I said, I do believe that like the tattoo. I mean, I said tattoos, the surgeries and the skin bleaching were like tattoos to Michael Jackson, and he had to use those things to cope with being Michael Jackson. So, I mean, like going back to the movie, like how would I rate the movie? Um, I would rate it like a 3 of accuracy, a 3 out of 10 of accuracy. Um, Cinematography. I mean, I guess I'll give it like a 8 or 8 or 9, a 9.5. Like they did pretty good with the cinematography. Um, what else? The characters. They did their best. I'll give it like a middle rating, like a 5 or 6. Like it wasn't horrible, but it was pretty cartoonish how they represented the Jackson family, because the Jackson family in real life were pretty fucked up. Like there's stories about the Jackson brothers. I think it was one of them. They had a baby. They both had babies by the same baby mamas. Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson had to be separated behind the scenes during Scream. Like the whole Jackson and Michael Jackson also used like there was a story I heard that the Jackson brothers wanted Michael Jackson to do another tour with them or another album with them. And Michael Jackson, he shunned them. Like he thought he was better than most of them. Michael Jackson also had a superiority complex to him. Like he thought he was superior, which it makes sense. He was Michael Jackson, but like especially after Thriller, like it showed more and more, not on cameras but behind the scenes. Especially because he was pretty jealous of Janet Jackson and how she became a household name herself, and that's why they had to be separated during Scream. Y'all can look all this up. But like, yeah, like Michael Jackson, man. Oh yeah, going back, if I had to, other ratings, like the music, I mean, of course, I'm gonna give the music a 9 or 10. Come on, you can't go wrong with Michael Jackson music. But overall, I would rate it like I would rate it a 5.5. Like I don't think it was a good. I don't think it was better than Jackson American Dream, and I think that Jackson American Dream was a product of his time because it wasn't like you didn't. I mean, there was the allegation. It was made around the allegations, but like it was either before or after or during the allegations. Around one of those times, and it wasn't like Michael Jackson had like serious media backlash towards his name, whether it's positive or negative. And like I do think Jackson American Dream was a better movie to watch than this. Like this was basically the Joe versus Michael movie. Like it was basically like Tangled, like watching Tangled. Like you got the evil mom, the evil caregiver, and the daughter that's like want to get out of the evil caregiver. It was pretty similar to that, or like other Disney fairy tale movies where you have an evil parent and then you have the child who wants to break through, like Cinderella, basically. Like the Michael Jackson movie was basically like Cinderella, basically. Like like I said, I don't think they're gonna because they can't legally talk. They had to get rid of some things like Diana Ross, which I do think Diana Ross did ritualistically like touch Michael Jackson. I do think that Diana Ross was a MK handler for Michael Jackson too, and not just her. Bill Bray too. He was another person that was possibly an MK handler for Michael Jackson too. And I think somebody else too. Quincy Jones. He was another one. They didn't really show much Quincy Jones in this movie too. They did show Berry Gordy too, but he didn't. I mean, he had a role in this movie, but it wasn't major. Like he was basically helping the boys break through and Michael Jackson break through. But yeah, it's just like I mean the thing that really surprised me about this movie with them playing, I can't. I talk a lot, so I can't sing. I can't help it if I wanted to. I can't help it even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. I can't help it. No. Yeah, that surprised me. Them playing that song. It was yeah, that was made by Stevie Wonder, and Michael Jackson and Jackson family were related to Stevie Wonder too. But yeah, the movie was a 5.5. Like, if y'all want, like, I mean, like, somewhat accuracy of the Jackson family, I wouldn't suggest this movie. If you want to be more entertained, I would suggest the Jackson American Dream. I also want to say that's perfectly accurate too. But if you want to be entertained, I forgot the brother's name. I think his name was Lawrence Jacobs. The guy who played Joe Jackson. He was also in the Wayans Brothers. I think he was on a couple other things. I think he was on like a movie called Cooley High. He did a pretty good job with that movie with Angela Bassett and Wiley Draper. They did pretty well. Like I said, I do think that Jafar Jackson, they do have plans for the brother. There's rumors about him playing Tiger Woods. So I do think that he might be. And by the way, speaking of Michael Jackson and his nephews, there was a story allegedly of them saying that Michael Jackson did touch like his nephews. I'm not saying Jafar, but his other nephews. Just say y'all can look this up. But yeah, like they do have plans for Jafar Jackson, and hopefully, I do think the brother do well. I'm cheering for the brother, despite the bullshit of the Jackson family. There was a lot of controversies and stuff with this movie, and he did pretty well with what he had. And yeah, um, that's how I feel about the Michael Jackson movie. I'm out. Peace.